You have these people who have lost more than just fat. They've lost their entire physique, their muscle mass, their bone mineral density. All of the weight that they had lost was muscle mass and bone mineral density.
Disclaimer, this video is educational and informative in nature. Do not contact anyone shown in this video. Also, this video is discussing steroids. Do not use steroids. This is entirely for educational and entertainment purposes only.
There is a serious cult forming around a drug that is quite literally destroying people's bodies. And no one is really talking about it, and I think it really does need to be talked about. Let me explain here. About 2 years ago, we saw something called Ozempic come to market. Well, it was actually a lot earlier than that, but it became really relevant, essentially, basically post-COVID era. And within literally several months, it took the world by storm. Now we have every single celebrity in Hollywood taking a GLP-1 agonist or something like Ozempic, as well as every fitness influencer and their mother, including myself.
Just white rice, double chicken, mild medium cheese.
I'm good, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm on hella Retta. Makes me immune.
Your aunt, your mama, your mama's dog, your brothers, your sister's boyfriend, your brother's boyfriend, everybody's on it. You see constant TikTok posts, Instagram reels, every possible form of media talking about this one drug. And genuinely, it works really fucking well. People are losing weight and numbers are falling off of the scale faster than they've ever done historically before. It's kind of like we've cracked the code to the obesity epidemic that has been plaguing the United States for 20 plus years.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Unfortunately, though, things haven't been cracked so easy because biology does not give free lunch. See, weight isn't the only metric that is important to track while you're losing weight. I know that sounds convoluted, but when you really think about it, you can lose a pound and have that pound be bone mineral density and lean mass and maintain fat mass, and you've effectively lost weight, but you've also gotten fatter. So you can see my point. It's very critical that weight loss is constructive. It is something that there are guidelines to, and a diet is considered, and definitely a lifestyle while you're engaging in something that's relative to weight loss.
Nice.
And why am I talking about all this? Well, Ozempic face. And we've brought it up before on this channel, but I think it's really interesting to always talk about and look at individuals who have been affected by the Ozempic face. So basically, plastic surgeons everywhere have been talking about this epidemic of Ozempic face. Basically, people losing weight so radically fast that their facial features change drastically and they lose a lot of facial fullness. And it's definitely one of those things where you can see drastic changes in primary celebrities over the past 2 to 3 years. Jessica Simpson, for example, has completely changed her face. And one of the big ones where it's like super obvious is Scott Disick. I don't know his fucking name. He was on Kardashians and dated one of the girls there or something. I don't really keep up with that shit. But basically, you can see from 2022 to 2024, a span of 2 years, he looks entirely different. His face is completely emaciated and he has sunken in cheeks and almost a hollow face. You can see his temples, his forehead, you can see his cheekbones, his jawline, but it's not a healthy kind of looking way. You know, like usually those are features you want to see, but it looks like they're almost too far gone. And so the reason that I'm making this video is because of this gal. And I don't want anybody to run over to her profile and say anything, but she had several videos go viral recently, and it's just a brand new, fresh account. But she's been talking a lot about her GLP-1 usage, how she lost a ton of weight, which awesome for her. But the changes to her face and body seem a little bit too much.
I've been on a GLP-1 since January of 2025. And my goal was to move into maintenance, but my insurance coverage is going to be ending next month. And I don't know what my next steps are going to be. I've heard in maintenance that folks typically spread the dosing out to like 2 weeks apart or so. But with everything kind of going on, not really quite sure what I want to do yet since I won't have the coverage.
In this video, she's talking about she doesn't know what to do because insurance is going to now stop covering her GLP-1 usage because she's lost the weight that she needed to lose and she wants to move to a maintenance dose. The problem is now is that when you buy GLP-1s legitimately on market, it is a drastically high price. And I'm talking multiple thousands of dollars for even sometimes just a month of treatment. And so she's kind of scratching at the bit here, trying to figure out what is she gonna do.
And I'm also considering possibly going on to the compounded version. So if anyone is in maintenance or thinking about it or close to it or on the compounded, I'd love to hear from you.
And so this post blew up because a lot of the comments were talking about how she was disappearing, how her face looked gaunt, and how she was basically going too far with all of this. And this is a common trend that you see with individuals using GLP-1s that don't have any previous history of dieting, don't understand protein intake. And I know that sounds like really basic, but honestly, a lot of people even watching this video probably have never tracked protein, have never tracked a calorie, have never considered how much protein they consume on a day-to-day basis. And so when you take something that inhibits your appetite strongly, very strongly, the chances that you're now going to go from a undernourished diet but overfed to a undernourished diet and underfed is really, really high. And when that happens, you are going to metabolize muscle tissue and bone mineral like mad. In fact, your body will preference that tissue as opposed to fat tissue. And so you end up in a situation where you have these people who have lost more than just fat. They've lost their entire physique, their muscle mass, their bone mineral density.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
And then she made this post in a response to the comments that were on that video, basically showing the facial transformation that she has had. She's down 175 pounds. So again, very big kudos to her. That is hard. And that's harder than most bodybuilders going through a bodybuilding prep. It's kind of funny, actually. I think about this a lot. Bodybuilders talk about their preps being so arduous, like the hardest possible things to do in life. When you have someone who's obese trying to lose weight and get down to a healthy body fat percentage, they sometimes have to lose on the order of magnitude of hundreds of pounds to accomplish that, not 10 to 20, maybe 15 pounds to get shredded for a bodybuilding competition. To lose 100+ pounds of weight is astronomically harder than losing 10 to 15 pounds.
I am convinced that people do not understand that it takes patience.
But regardless of that, you can see that her face is obviously changed and she's been modified by using these GLP-1 agonists and losing weight drastically fast. So there's something really important to understand here. There was a set of trials done. It was called the Step 1 trial and then the Sustained 8 trial. And these two trials showed something in conjunction that was honestly, it's shocking to me at least, which was that the trials done by New England Journal of Medicine showed that over a span of time where they were testing a non-semaglutide group, just having them control for calories to lose weight, versus a semaglutide group, was that the group obviously with semaglutide lost a shit ton more weight, but there was a huge problem. They lost 39 to 40% of their weight in lean mass. Now, what that essentially means is all of the weight that they had lost was nearly half of it was muscle mass and bone mineral density. And this is exactly why you see so many people who don't necessarily have like a nutrition-based background losing their faces, losing their bodies, quite literally, looking emaciated using GLP-1s. So in fact, you're not just losing fat from your face, but you're changing your facial architecture because you are losing those components of your body. And sometimes that can actually look really good, especially if you do control for protein. But most of the time, in a lot of individuals who don't have any concern for these things, it is very deleterious. Essentially, you've taken steps to lose weight, but you've also lost muscle mass and bone mineral density, resulting in hormonal environments changing within the body. And that results in just genuinely really a not so ideal result as compared to somebody who would have disciplined, engage in normal nutritional patterns, and healthfully drop weight. And the thing about these like semaglutide studies, trizepatide studies, and many more is that the weight loss happens extremely fast and the quickness matters because that really is what deflates a person. So if you're somebody that's taking Ozempic or a GLP-1 agonist that's very similar. What you have to consider, and it's like critical that you consider this, is rapid weight loss is not the goal. Constructive weight loss is the goal, where you're eating a very nutrient-dense diet with a good amount of protein, somewhere around 1 gram per pound of body weight, plus you're actually working out with weights. I know it sucks, it is what you gotta do, but it works, and it keeps you from melting away. Generally, my rule of thumb for even clients who are doing bodybuilding is you don't want to exceed about 1.5% of your total body weight in weight loss per week. It's a pretty easy number to calculate. If you're 200 pounds, essentially, you shouldn't be losing more than about 3 pounds per week. And if you are, rest assured that some of your muscle and bone mineral density is melting away too. And with that, you lose certain facial features and favorable kind of looks and turn into this ghoulish individual that goes viral on social media. And you see this so much now. And it's like everybody and their mother can get a GLP-1. I mean, you just hop online, you go onto any website and you start taking it. And unfortunately, a lot of those individuals just don't have any foundational dietary knowledge. And so they still eat the chips and they still eat the cheesecake and they still eat the bullshit and they just eat less of it. And so now, like I said, they're undernourished and underfed. When before they were already undernourished, but now they're wildly underfed. And that just is a recipe for fucking disaster.
It's a disaster, man. We gotta stop it.
I made this video because a lot of people ask me about this kind of stuff, honestly. They ask me, how do I avoid Ozempic face? How do I lose weight with GLP-1s correctly? Can you do more videos on GLP-1s? And this is kind of the video that I wanted to make. It's not a good look after some time of abusing these things without really understanding your diet and understanding how to eat and all that other good stuff. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider giving me a like, maybe even comment down below. I'd love to see what you have to say about this sort of stuff. I'll catch you in the next video.